All right, folks, welcome back. Picture this. 300,000 illegals coming across the border in a single month of December. And so far, nothing's being done about it. House Speaker Mike Johnson is seeing Biden's border crisis with his own eyes. He joins us from Eagle Pass, Texas. Mr. Speaker, we appreciate very, very much. I'd like you to hear some sound from Karine Jean-Pierre, because it makes no sense at all if there's to be some kind of deal. Please take a listen.
In order to get the work done at the border, we need more resources. DHS needs more resources. Our Border Patrol agents need more resources. We need more immigration judges. We need more resources to get this done. House Republicans keep getting in the way of doing the work to deal with what we're seeing at the border. So they're obstructing. House Republicans are obstructing. That's what they're doing right now.
So, Mr. Speaker, that is a very hostile, aggressive response to what's going on. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that and, you know, what is actually happening.
What she just said is patently absurd. Of course, they want more money to process illegals into the country, Larry. We're down here on the border at Eagle Pass. This has been the epicenter of the problem, of course. We've got 64 members of Congress representing 29 states. And one U.S. territory. We got people from California to Maryland, from Michigan to Florida, because every state in America is a border state right now. This administration has opened the border wide for the whole country. We have people coming in from over 170 countries, and it's at epidemic crisis proportions. You cannot overstate the humanitarian catastrophe that we have here.
Speaker Johnson, has President Joe Biden gotten involved in any talks with you, for example, or any of your lieutenants to solve this open border catastrophe?
No, this is intentional. These are policy choices that got us into this situation, Larry. We passed H.R. 2 7 months ago. Our legislation, the Secure the Border Act, does exactly what is necessary to stem the flow and get on top of this crisis. It would restore the Remain in Mexico policy that worked so well under the Trump administration, end catch and release. It would rebuild the wall, finish building the border wall. This is an important deterrent. And importantly, it would do the things that we know can be done. The president doesn't even need new federal laws. He needs to enforce the ones that are on the books. He could do much of this by executive order, but he refuses to do it. And if we would make these simple changes, we could solve this problem. But right now, it's completely out of control.
Is the option then, the fallback position, that we're going to have 300,000 people in January come across illegally or more? I mean, they know the door's open. They listen to what President Biden says, which is, as you described it, it's an open border policy. It's a catch and release. I mean, how much of this can we accommodate?
We can't. We're completely overrun. South Texas cannot handle what's happening, and neither can the rest of the country. If you look at the Border Patrol's numbers, it's an estimated 7 million people have been encountered at the border. We have at least 2.1 million gotaways. Those are the ones that we know about. We can't count all that have come in. We have over 300 known terrorists that were apprehended at the border. Of course, we have no idea how many evaded capture and came into the country, setting up terrorist cells around the country. Fentanyl is a leading cause of death for Americans aged 18 to 49. The Biden administration has lost track of nearly 100,000 minors who came across the border who were unaccompanied. They're lost in the system. It's absolute madness. Trafficking has become the #1 business of the cartels, and it's estimated that just here in the Del Rio sector, the cartels are making $32 million a month in trafficking human beings. That's over $1.5 billion a year. And the Biden administration cares nothing about this. They do nothing to stop it.
You know, former President Trump said recently, and I'm sure you've heard him on this personally, but he said there has to be a deportation policy. That it's not only closing the border, remain in Mexico, building the wall, but there has to be a deportation policy. It was done years ago during the Eisenhower period, because we cannot accommodate what's happened here with all of the drugs, as you pointed out, and the illegals and the law breaking and whatnot, the cartel. So will you back a deportation policy?
We desperate times call for desperate measures, Larry. The real problem is the longer this is delayed, the longer the fix of this is delayed, the worse the problem gets. And the harder it is for us to even detect where these people are. Remember, they're being lost into the system. They're being given immigration hearings that they're supposed to appear for 4 years down the road. This is not a sustainable trajectory, of course. How would we even collect them all to deport them? We have very serious questions. And remember, too, in addition to all the societal ills that comes from this, billions and billions of taxpayer dollars, U.S. taxpayers, are being funded for the housing and the health care and all the other benefits, the education that are being given to illegals. We walk through facilities here that are great. They're temporary tent cities here that many communities in America, tax-paying, law-abiding citizens would love to have the benefit of. They get a great education for these illegals who are coming across. We have sent the message that everyone should come here, and so it's no surprise that they are.
So what happens, Mr. Speaker? No money for Ukraine, no money for Israel, no money for Taiwan, and no fix for the border. I mean, how does this get resolved? What are you thinking?
Well, we're thinking that the White House has to come to its senses. They're getting pressure from even Democrats, of course, the mayors of these big sanctuary cities and blue states that are crying out for help. They know that it's not sustainable. They're draining all their resources there. We have colleagues on the other side of the aisle who understand that this is a crisis that must be resolved. So I am optimistic and hopeful that they'll listen to the American people and make the necessary changes in policy to get this done. I hope the Senate will take up our legislation, H.R. 2, and do the right thing, the common sense thing to fix the problem, and we will keep demanding that, and we'll be pushing that as a condition of these supplemental spending packages because we have to.
So I say respectfully, Mr. Speaker, respectfully, you're going to be tough. You're going to remain tough. H.R. 2 is a great bill. It employs many of the strategies that Mr. Trump had, but putting that aside, it's not even. You're going to stay tough. That's your message.
That's the message. We have to secure the border before we can take care of anything else. National security, the sovereignty of our nation is the most important. And secondly, Larry, as you and I both know, we talk about all the time, we have to limit discretionary spending, the non-defense items that we're trying to reduce, because as you know, and it's been widely reported, we passed $34 trillion in debt today. We take this very seriously in the House Republican Conference.
All right, Mr. Speaker, Mike Johnson, we appreciate your time. Good luck down there at the border, and good luck in the negotiations, and Happy New Year, sir.